No, there's a Venn diagram of broken homes and very funny people. Yeah. And so I was trying to figure out, like, how are you messed up?
Well,
because you don't seem messed up.
My parents got divorced when I was 20, so it's not even. I'm only 23 now.
Oh, just recently.
So it was really pretty recent.
And that's when you started comedy.
Yeah, right about. I had started before they got divorced.
So your idea was like, hey, I want to bring them together through laughter, through my jokes.
That was never really the idea.
Are you trying to do a parent trap right now?
We actually have your parents in the other.
Yeah.
Come on down. It's part of the masquerade, everybody.
They're just backstage. Look what we made. You know what? We should make another one.
Down. Oh, I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me, as always, my co-host, the Haitian pastry boy himself, Thaddeus J. McKee.
Hey, slap me pepper way.
On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last woke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
Hey there, Indianapolis.
Hey. Oh, it's growing. I like that. And a very special guest with us to celebrate, to help us celebrate the masquerade.
Masquerade.
Comedian Jake Smith.
What's up, Harder Brunch Nation?
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. He knows.
You know what? We don't get guests that like chime in with their own catchphrase very often. I like
Harder
that.
Brunch Nation.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it. You made it your own. I like that.
That's my trademark.
It is.
It's a trademark within a trademark. I like that. Tradeception. I like that. Welcome to the program, Jake. I feel like full disclosure here. You were supposed to be on the after brunch.
Yeah, I was supposed to be the number 2.
We've been trying to figure this out for, I feel like, all summer.
Yeah, well, so I work a job where I work Sunday mornings.
Humble brag.
So it always, when I get hit up last minute, it's always kind of a...
Yeah. Well, I've also asked you last minute multiple times. So you went from being the last minute after brunch guest to the big stage.
To prime time.
But then Thad was talking about all these... accolades and how cool you are, and I was just like, why? I feel like maybe it was just disrespectful. I didn't ask you to be on Harder Brunch in the first place.
No,
I feel like it all happened.
That was probably just hyping me up.
He's real excited. He's a big Jake Smith fan, and I'm like,
I am not. No, I mean, man, you got what, 3rd place in the helium competition. Mm-hmm. You're one of the top dogs of Indianapolis in comedy. Yeah, we need to celebrate you. I'm all about celebrating the ones that need to be celebrated.
Dad, you have a special way of making making something sound nice and shitty at the same time. Yeah. You got, what was it, 3rd place? Was that what you got?
Was it 3rd, 5th?
I'm the Alamo King, man. Hot and cold, baby.
I appreciate it. That's nice, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
Anytime.
So you're one of these people who started comedy like inside the belly of the beast, right? Like had you done comedy before you started working at Helium?
No, I worked there. I had wanted to do stand-up, and I needed a job, so I got a job at a comedy club,
yeah.
I thought.
Two birds.
Yeah, so then I watched open mics for probably about 6 months or so before I actually started doing them myself. The first one I ever did was at Shoe Fly.
Okay.
Old Shoe Fly.
It's like good Jake hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's writing on the chalkboards, joke premises.
Like, hey, you should be on the stage.
I was like, these are good. You should be up there, man. What are you doing?
That is a real thing. There's a bunch of like literally people that clean the toilets that'll sneak backstage to talk to like the comics. It's the same energy.
I know. I've noticed. Yeah. What I've noticed is some people, I guess, are good at it, and some people are not as good at it. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been hosting there before, and I'm like awkwardly talking to like the headliner or whatever, and then like the door guy comes up and is like, "So I got this spec script," and I'm like, "What are we doing here, man?" Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a disclaimer. Just because you work there doesn't make you a good comic.
No. I mean, there's a lot of people that work there that do stand up that are not that good.
There we go.
There are a few that are, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
it's good to learn. It's the best way to learn, I think, just to be surrounded by it.
Yeah,
all the time.
Well, and I like the fact that you went somewhere else to do your first one. You didn't want to shit where you eat.
Nah, I didn't want to do bad in front of my boss.
Yeah.
Even though he's a manager of a comedy club.
That's no, because I honestly thought about doing that too. I like when Helium first opened, I was like, I needed a job. I was like, why don't I do both? And then I just remember thinking like, I don't want to have my livelihood tied to this thing. Like I feel like, because what if I'm bad at one and not the other? You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to be just. Well, now I'm just the guy that works at the comedy club, or I also didn't want to be like, I got into a fight with my boss and now I can't do comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dangerous... I mean, it's not that hard. Like, you know, it's not hard to not get in fights with your bosses, but...
I thought you were going to say it's not hard to beat him up. Like, I could beat Avery up.
I could beat up Avery.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I will beat up Avery.
Do you want to cut a promo real quick?
Listen up.
Listen, brother.
SummerSlam.
Let me take my shirt off.
Man.
Yeah, wait, can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Today, up here, I had a great beer today. Zach, what are you laughing about?
No, I just really enjoy this premise.
No, it was a great beer. I hate to interrupt. We're talking about your stand-up success, but I can't go without saying how great that Upland beer was today.
Which ones you have?
Oh, man, I had the wheat one.
The wheat ale?
Yeah, the wheat ale. The wheat ale is very sweet.
The yellow can.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the wheat ale. The yellow cans.
That's what they call them.
Here's the
What's
thing
that?
about the wheat ale. It's smooth. It's kind of sweet. It leaves your stomach full. It's perfect. And you can go back for more. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know how our sponsors would feel about that silence. Because looks like they're taking a step back. Did like we ale make the news or something like that? Or?
To be fair, you in no way signaled that was the end of it. You just stopped talking.
We'll fill it in with something.
You did about half an ad read, and then you just stopped.
Yeah, we should just put some free music in the middle, like a carnival music. No, we actually do have something really cool though. We got 2 gift certificates, $50 each, gift certificates to Upland Brewery. What do you got to do to get those? Not much. It's super easy. All you got to do is take a video or a picture of yourself, cheersing someone else. Cheersing someone else with some Upland beer, and just tag Harder Brunch and tag Upland Brewery in it, and send it to us, and then we'll send you a $50 gift certificate to Upland Brewery.
That's actually the easiest $50 that I ever heard of getting.
It's insane. It's insane how easy it is.
Do the gift certificates work at any of the Uplands?
That's a good question, Jake. It works at all of the Uplands.
Wow.
All of them.
I hope. I hope it works at the one on Bloomington, Fountain Square, College Avenue, Columbus, Carmel, Jeffersonville, South Fork, Bike Bar.
What about Woodshop Sour Brewery?
I would also hope it works there.
Yeah.
These are all the places I hope it works.
And I'll even throw another $1 in if you hashtag Interupland. That's right, another $1. That's $51.
Like upland or inter-upland?
Both.
Both.
You
$1
choose.
a piece?
Dealer's choice.
Every person that does it gets $1?
Oh, because
Whoa.
he
Every person?
first.
That's amazing.
The
because
first.
he inter-upland Jake's story
Interrupt.
with his ad read.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes.
All right, take a picture of yourself with the beer, send it to us.
Also,
and,
Dyke, can I borrow $1 for
Damn
that
it.
one thing?
Every time. So how'd your first mic go?
It went pretty well for a first time. I don't remember. I remember it going well enough that like some of the comics that I'd been watching were like, that wasn't too bad. You should do it again. So that
That's
was
a good
nice.
compliment
I don't want
for
to drop
yourself.
names because they're dead to me now.
Yeah, and some of them are actually dead too.
Some of them, one of them is dead. So.
Yeah. I don't know why we're laughing like that.
Now I'm sad.
I don't know why we're laughing like that. Like, that was a weird laugh. Because, like, wait, I know who you're talking about.
I
and they are
wasn't gonna
dead.
laugh, and then Dyke.
It was
Dyke finds death funny.
it was a joke that turned real quick, and then I was like, oh yeah, that is, man. All right.
Yeah. R.I.P. But no, it went pretty well.
The reason I don't normally ask people like, well, how was your first mic? But I think the thing with you is that you're definitely someone who like got it very quickly, and I feel like a lot of people don't always catch on very quickly and
Most people don't.
and kind of and move move up, make forward movement very quickly. So it's just like, and if somebody does and it's not, I guess their peers don't think that they have it, we'll let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a big part of it is like, because stand-up is just so peer-based, like in general, that to not do it the right way, like earns people like not respecting you, basically.
Yeah.
And then it's harder to move up after that.
Yeah.
That's why I kept it pretty low-key when I started, you know? And
Yeah.
just like kind of tried to do a good job.
Are both of your parents together?
No.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
We like to do a little counseling in the middle of our interviews.
Yeah. Why do you ask that?
well-
Are your parents together?
No, they're not.
Okay.
They left each other. Here's the thing.
Same.
No, because
I'm sad again.
no, there's a Venn diagram of broken homes and very funny people.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out, like, how are you messed up?
Well,
because you don't seem messed up.
My parents got divorced when I was 20, so it's not even. I'm only 23 now.
Oh, just recently.
So it was really pretty recent.
And that's when you started comedy.
Yeah, right about. I had started before they got divorced.
So
yeah.
your idea was like, hey, I'm going to bring them together through laughter, through my jokes.
That was never
you
really
trying
the
to
idea.
Are you trying to do a parent trap right now? Is that,
Yeah.
We actually have your parents in the other.
Yeah.
come on down. It's part of the masquerade, everybody.
They're just backstage. Look what we made. You know what? We should make another one.
Yeah.
Call
But,
it do-over.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I suppose there's a Venn diagram. There's probably also a lot of funny people who just have together parents, I would guess.
They're
I
not
would
the
say it's
funniest.
more of just like some sort of trauma in general than like a specific.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be parent based, but a lot of times it is.
Yeah.
There's some type of parent.
I'm sorry
dysfunction.
you have parent issues, but you know,
And I had a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I don't know.
my
What would
parents
you
got
say
divorced when I
is
was
your biggest
7.
insecurity, Dyke?
My parents divorcing 2 years ago. I really don't like to talk about it. No, I've just always been a class clown. I feel like nobody that knew me was surprised when I was like. I think people were more surprised that I left a career to go do stand-up comedy, but I don't think anybody was like,
Yeah.
"You're going to tell jokes? That seems out of the ordinary." I've definitely met people like I'm always interested when I meet people that weren't the funny person in their friend group, and like, what made you decide to do comedy? Like, oh, I was always the least funny in my friend group. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's all those people that like just also probably don't get it. That's like that big portion of comedy. Like, there's like 80% of people that I feel like just like it doesn't 100% click with. Like
Yeah.
they could still be pretty funny maybe, but like it's not like really, really good. And those are the people that weren't the funny people but started anyways. Mm-hmm.
but do you always hear these stories about like Rodney Dangerfield and stuff like that, or like that like taught themselves like through like tenacity and bootstraps like how to be funny? And I was like, that seems insane to me, like as well. But I'm always like, I think that there is a path. I think there's a path for most things if you like really try hard. But like,
Yeah.
teaching yourself to be funny when you're not naturally funny seems like maybe like the hardest route.
Well, guys, and that's a little plug for the Helium Comedy Class. If you are the least funny person in your friend group, go to Helium Comedy Class, where you can learn how to be funny and tell puns on stage.
Yes.
We don't actually get sponsored by them.
Yeah.
Can
I was
we,
gonna say-
can we take that out?
Yeah, we're
I like
mainly
that
a
you
commercial
pulled it
based podcast now.
Yeah, so there's stand-up comedy 101 and there's also stand-up comedy 130.
Did you take a comedy class?
I sat in on one of them because I worked there and it was free.
Oh, nice.
And I was only 19 at the time, so I couldn't do any like mics at bars. I didn't want to sneak in to like bars and stuff.
Yeah.
There was like Liberty Street at the time.
Yeah.
Some other ones. There was another one. I think the Melody Inn. You probably have to be 21 to get into.
Yeah.
So
Wow. So you
I kind of did it just for like stage time.
That's right. You turned. Did you turn 21 at the?
During the pandemic.
But like at like the outdoor mic.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. We were like 19. I was like, Helium hasn't been there that long. Yeah, I guess it has.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you pretty much go straight from high school to?
Yeah. I started when I was like right about to turn 20 is when the first time I ever did it. And then
But like to working at Helium, you were like, oh,
yeah, pretty much.
did you take like a year off and then?
Yeah, basically. I was living around Indy, just needed a job.
I'm always amazed at people that just think of it like when I was 18, there was no part of me that thought that there was a path to doing like that's like something it would be like being an acrobat or something you see on TV. They're just like, that's not like a job that like I could go get.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something my parents like always liked stand up, and so I was just like into it from when I was pretty young. So I was like, if I could find a way to do that, that'd be cool. Or just try it, that type of stuff.
Who was the guy that you looked towards? Like who's the comedy king in your head?
The first guy I ever really liked was Daniel Tosh.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he rules. And Aziz Ansari.
Yeah.
Aziz.
Yeah, back when he used to yell all of his punchlines
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
before he became sexy.
Well, some say too sexy.
Some say a little too sexy.
They get you
Yeah.
in trouble.
But yeah.
That's why. Did you when you first started? Did you get accused of there's some comics that like get up there and I'm like, oh, this guy is definitely doing this comic like an impression almost of this comic right now.
Yeah. So my voice just pretty naturally sounds like Mark Norman's voice.
Oh yeah,
It's like I would get that a lot, even though like I don't think we do the same types of jokes or anything.
yeah.
So
Just the same inflections.
yeah, just we talk the
Kind of
same.
hear that.
I don't know. I don't get it too much anymore though.
I think I definitely when I first started was
Cat Williams.
doing. I was gonna say.
Cat Williams.
I mean, maybe I was gonna say a shitty Chappelle, but yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think my voice would get high at points. You put on one of the most amazing shows this summer in Rushville,
Indiana.
Rushville, Indiana, which is about 45 minutes
East of here.
east of Indianapolis, and that's
Yeah.
your hometown.
Yeah. I was born in Greenfield, and I grew up there until I was like 19 or so when I moved to Indy.
And now is Rushville, like, what was your family doing out there? Are they farmers? Are they?
No, so my dad did heating like HVAC.
Okay.
And my mom was in school studying public health. So
Okay.
she ended up getting her doctorate. She was like in school my whole childhood. She was on part of the Smoke-Free Indy campaign. So she was one of the people that got cigarettes out of bars.
Oh,
Thank you.
So,
boo!
yeah.
Sorry.
Dude. But yeah, so they honestly both of them worked around Indy. They would just commute all the time. But for some reason, we never moved any closer to Indy. They would drive like an hour to work every day. It's crazy.
Doing that show reminded me like almost of like, I don't know, like It's a Wonderful Life or something. Like it was like something where like the whole town came together.
It was
and,
weird.
and I think it's because like there's like a theater downstairs, and then upstairs is like the mayor's office and like the post office and like
Yeah.
all this stuff in like one building, and then also like the whole town came out to a show.
Right. How many people came out? It looked packed.
There was probably like 160 people there.
Hey.
I think. Yeah.
For your first show?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was really weird because so they basically like there's a bunch of money going through the town right now because they just signed the new Diamond Dog Food Factory.
Hey.
Yeah. So they got all the money. And so they redid this.
Let's bring out that
theater.
diamond dog. We got him backstage.
Yeah. But so now they like redid the theater and made government offices above it because they don't have that much money.
Yeah. Oh,
Have two
they had
separate
some
entities.
they had some chalkboard projections out. I know exactly how good. We're not good. Rushville's doing right now.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, but it was an amazing show. You were like the favorite son of Rushville, which was
Yeah, it was weird.
So, I mean, how many people in that town do you think actually knew you?
I would say at that show, I would say probably I knew 80% of the people there,
Oh my god.
which was weird.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend show up?
No ex-girlfriends showed up. I don't have any of them that live there, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
So, and we're not on that good of terms. I'm not friends with a single one of my exes.
Oh no.
That's a good sign, though.
Not in like a weird
Yeah.
way. but
Just scorched earth.
It's better that way.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
There's more life.
Yeah.
Did you like producing a show?
No.
No.
No, it was stressful.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job. Imagine if you'd done a bad job.
I know.
What that feels like.
That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
I probably would have stopped comedy for like a month.
Taking a break.
Just thought about who I am as a person.
It's like two completely different directions of like, oh, I want to like say these things and have a good performance versus like I've produced shows and then just been like, I don't even want to perform. Like I get so frustrated with it. I was just like, the extra thought of performing is just like, I don't know, makes me nauseous or whatever.
Setting the lineup too with like a bunch of comics that you like, and you're like,
Yeah.
who's gonna go before who? Because even though it doesn't matter, it's almost can feel like sometimes
picking
if
a
you have
favorite.
to, you know, like I'm putting you on earlier, but it's not because I like you any less.
Who closed out that show?
Brent Terhune.
Oh well,
Hack.
Yeah,
that
absolute
was a
hack.
poor choice.
One of the worst comics. I've
Well, the thing is, he's not funny. He doesn't have any jokes.
He doesn't have enough trauma.
I
I think his parents are still together.
Loving
Imagine-
parents, Terhune.
I
Is that
think-
who we're talking about?
Loving parents to him. I think they even like recommitted, like their vows. So that's not the guy you want to go last. And like he's barely known.
Yeah.
No one knows who this guy is.
It was me, and then Dustin Burkert, and then was it you or Shannon first?
I think it was
I think it was you
me and then
and Shannon.
Shannon.
Usually
Yeah,
you put the
Connor.
really crappy people first.
Yeah, that's
right?
the whole idea. Of
Wait,
the
who,
show.
who went first again?
Dustin.
Dustin.
Oh, I thought you said he went. That's not.
He went second.
Dang it. Or, no, you put the second person. I messed that one up. Can I get a boo button just so I feel, hey.
Yeah. Thanks for killing the whole momentum of
Yeah.
the entire podcast.
Dustin, I wasn't trying to. I love you. I love your shirtless pictures on Instagram.
See, there's always a little bit of sour with the sweet.
Yeah, he shows his nipples for promotion.
Oh, is that a shirtless picture of Aziz? Nice.
Yeah,
he's
taken
drinking an
after
Aperol
Dustin.
Spritz there.
That's for promotion.
Getting spritzed up. I like Aziz.
What?
I like Aziz.
Yeah, I liked his last special.
I did too. Have you ever seen Master of None?
Oh yeah,
Man, that show's so good.
yeah.
Cried.
Cried.
I'm not gonna lie.
I literally cried too.
There was the second season I think was the best,
When they're in Italy. Wow.
and she comes back and breaks his heart. Spoiler alert.
Wow.
If you
wow.
haven't-
Yeah, wait.
You don't know if they got together or not, but
He's
I
just
did cry
out there
during that.
learning how to make pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the life.
I really want to go overseas and learn how to cook something else.
I mean, you can learn how to cook something here.
Okay, well, can you get a boo button for that for dissing?
Nope.
I'm gonna let that go.
You gonna let that go? Come on, ref! Throw the flag!
If you could go anywhere and learn how to cook anything, what would it be, Thad?
If I could go anywhere and learn how to cook anything, I want to honestly go back to Haiti and just figure out all the dishes.
What do
All
they
the
have?
dish-
What do they have there?
A lot of rice and then like kind of seafood on top. And
Is it kind of like a Cajun? It almost
Cajun,
gives me like a Cajun-y
earthy.
vibe. Is what I would think, but I don't even know what kind of food they have.
Cajun and earthy and a little bit spicy if you want it that way. But I want to go back to my roots and understand it even
Yeah.
more.
Well, speaking of food, we knew that you were a big fan of masquerades. It's kind of your thing.
Yeah, I like to keep people guessing.
Yeah, you like to keep. You're a man of his secrets, as I've always said.
Yes.
He was in musicals.
You were in high school musicals.
I did Seussical when I was a sophomore, I think.
Did you have a singing part?
Yeah, I was Yertle the Turtle. I was at the end.
Song and dance man.
Well, I was behind a podium, so I didn't have to dance.
Okay,
Did sing though.
song man.
It was good. It was a good part. Basically, in the play, like in the plot of the play, he's trying to kill the Who's. He's trying to boil the dandelion that they're living on.
Oh shoot, it's dark.
And then Horton is trying to save him.
Who hears?
Classic.
Horton's the one that hears
He
who's
heard them
very clearly.
originally, Yes.
Okay.
And I lose.
You were the protagonist or the antagonist.
Yeah. It was fun. It was cool. I got to wear a lot of yellow for
Nice.
it, you know.
Yertle the turtle.
Yeah.
So today, to celebrate your background as a song and dance man, we put on a masquerade. Excuse me.
Is that epic rap battles of history?
It looks.
Hitler
It appears
versus
to me
Yertle the Turtle.
Adolf Hitler versus Yertle the turtle. Wow, you never want that to be the first thing that pops up when you do a Google search.
Yeah, I didn't know that Hitler was known for hating turtles.
Of course, the historical figure Yertle the Turtle.
Yeah.
So today, in your honor, we put on a masquerade.
What do we have? We had
So the first course I wanted to do, like, are you familiar with the film Eyes Wide Shut? The Stanley Kubrick masterpiece.
the real sexy one.
The real sexy one. Where Tom Cruise falls backwards into an orgy.
Yeah.
Into
I know it.
sexy party. Excuse me. So we had a lot of talk about foods that would be served at an orgy. Because you're not going to serve wings at an orgy. You're not going to serve soup.
Pizza. You're not going to call in some pizza.
Not calling in pizza. So I was thinking about kind of sexy finger foods that you could have, and then I just kind of went with what sounded good, because I did do a lobster roll, which debatably you might not be eating a lobster roll. But
That was good.
He's gonna be really disappointed when he goes to his next orgy. I'm like, man, this isn't the food that I had at Harder Brunch.
At all.
Because realistically, it's not going to be that good.
Yeah.
Probably.
You want a lot of finger foods at orgies. I
would
think.
imagine it'd be a lot of stuff on a stick, like a lot of stuff that you could eat.
Some skewers.
Yeah, on a skewer, like a lot. Of, just so your fingers don't get.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm kind of assuming you're doing so many drugs at an orgy that you're not eating. Like all the food is very pretty and really just meant to be looked at.
Oh,
A lot of penis-shaped foods, maybe.
Yeah, because who wants to eat anything at an orgy?
I mean,
Well,
that could be a bad sign if someone's like, "Where's the food?"
Yeah, like there's somebody over in the corner eating all the cheese.
I think you take a break. I think there's probably a lot of charcuterie.
it's more of a
honestly.
marathon an orgy would be, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're going to get in there for 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, then
Go
you're
crazy.
gonna need to reload. You go to the buffet.
Get some prosciutto.
You eat some lobster rolls, and then
Pasta carbonara.
you get back in there. You get back in the game. So yeah, we did some deviled eggs with some salmon roe, lobster roll, and then I did a smoking goose sausage stuffed mushroom with a little Gouda on it, and
That was delicious.
we don't do a lot of. We don't have like multiple hors d'oeuvres usually, so like I wanted, keeping with the theme, I wanted to also have it light too, and dropped a little bit more money on the ingredients on this one.
Well, didn't you have caviar in one of your?
And that was a salmon roe.
Oh, that's what caviar is. So, did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh well, come on.
Sorry.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Oh, did you know that, Zach?
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that is salmon roe caviar. Is that considered caviar, or is caviar something
Let's go.
specific?
I have heard the two used interchangeably.
I think so. Salmon roe is not all caviars are salmon roe, but salmon roe is caviar.
Okay.
I think that's
Because I thought that caviar was from like sturgeon or something like that.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Literally the first sentence. All fish eggs are technically roe, but not all roe is caviar.
okay.
That's
So I
exact-
said it backwards. All right.
Is that why?
what you
Alan
meant,
Sternberg's rolling over. He's screaming at his car radio right now. He's punching somebody. He's punching a sous chef right now. Told you this, Dyke. Should have known.
He brought stuff on.
He
and
literally
educated
came in
us.
and did
Yeah.
a full, he brought stuff in, had to sample it,
All for me.
had a full lesson, just in one ear, not the other.
Yeah.
But that's why I said salmon roe, because that's specifically what we had. There it is. It's all in the roe family.
All right.
Caviar
Now we're
is a
learning.
specific kind of roe, not the other way around. All right, now that we got that cleared up. And then we had I think I had more long discussions about what would make masquerade food, because I really wanted to have this masquerade for you, Jake Smith.
See, I never even thought about orgies.
Yeah.
Like hearing you talk about your whole thought of what we were doing. Yeah, I thought nothing. I thought like a fancy ballroom, like the cordon bleu made a lot of sense to me.
Well, so my idea was to have like different course, like the Eyes Wide Shut was just the first course.
Oh, okay.
But it was three things of that. There was just happened to be three things. But then the cordon bleu was going to be another one, and then I was debating on doing another one. But I was like, let's keep it light. Let's keep it light for this masquerade.
Because people need energy to move around. Is that why you say
You don't
keep
want
it
to get
light?
bogged down.
Yeah, you can't have heavy foods.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of bread or pasta, which I think is a good
call.
Yeah, good
The
call.
surprise pizza. We didn't have the surprise pizza. The surprise ribs. Sometimes there's a whole course that we just forget about, Jake, and it just doesn't get brought out.
It happened
It
last week.
It didn't happen this week. That's all that matters.
But the chicken cordon bleu really does. It is a food inside another food. It really is masquerading.
Yeah.
And tell those listeners what a chicken cordon bleu is. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about not knowing foods very well.
So it's chicken that is rolled with ham and Swiss cheese, and then it's breaded and either fried or baked.
And what you baked it?
And yes, I baked mine and then kind of basted it with hot butter.
Super good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was a good choice. It was delicious. First time I ever had chicken cordon bleu.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the beautiful pinwheel action there going. And I was like trying to think of like other like foods hidden in other. And I was like, I'm not making a turducken.
Yeah.
It's not making that. And then
Practical.
And then Zach made. Was that considered a king cake?
No.
Or did it just have Mardi Gras colors on the outside of it?
Yeah, it just had the masks.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the pie's wide shut.
Oh,
Pie inside of a cake.
Pie inside of the cake.
It was a pie masquerading as a cake.
Yeah. It was hiding inside. It was beautiful execution.
It was really good.
Gwen's uncle was over here.
Did you know there was going to be a pie in there when you cut
No,
it?
what I was actually kind of I was really interested to see what was inside, and I cut it and I pulled it out. I was like, blue. I was like, huh. And then like Gwen came in, she goes, "Is that a pie inside of a cake?"
Pie caking.
Oh my god,
It was good.
Yeah, I think that one got me though.
That what you mean got you? Like you like that one?
I liked it so much that right now I'm uncomfortable.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I like to make you uncomfortable.
we had one of these last year for our I think Friendsgiving. Richard Hand, peace be upon her, made the pie cake, which was pecan, pumpkin, apple spice cake. I've seen one this year, which was like someone was thinking about doing like an eggnog cheesecake. Oh my god,
An eggnog cheesecake. So you got eggnog
I feel like that would just taste like a cheesecake.
Pump.
with a little eggnog flavoring.
Yeah,
if it's boozy though, like a real eggnog.
I feel like the booze bakes out of a cheesecake. I don't know. Let's do it.
Fight.
Yeah,
Fight.
So I just really shit on that.
Fight. You're going to see a live fight here.
Guess who's not having any eggnog cheesecake?
Looks like someone's mask is getting pulled off.
Yeah, you're showing your true colors. Oh my god. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back. Gen Z can't stop raving about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch slaps.
No cap, the Harder Brunch Podcast is bussin' on God.
Move over, Boomer. Gen Z's here to talk to you about the Harder Brunch Patreon.
Harder Brunch Podcast on Patreon, $3 a month, low key is steal.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass has me bricked up every day.
Listen to these all totally real testimonials.
No, like I'm getting paid to do this, don't worry. Yeah. No, you think I do this for free? No.
The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps. Sound younger! The Harder Brunch Podcast deadass slaps.
Just go to patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
The Patreon After Brunch podcast hits different. That shit makes you feel shit.
The Harder Brunch Podcast fucks.
Hey, welcome back to the Harder Brunch Podcast. We're here talking to Jake Smith.
Brunch Nash.
Hey, there it is.
Nash. We had a big kerfuffle at the beginning of the podcast, early days of the podcast, on whether our fans were going to be called Brunch Nation or the Hardys.
Yeah, before we landed on Hardee's.
Go landed on Hardys.
I like Brunch Nash.
Yeah.
I like
Brunch
Brunch Nash. I like the It's kind of like Sammy's.
It's like the vape Nash thing,
Yeah.
but just
Brunch nation.
brunch.
There is a nation of vapors, aren't there?
Vape Nash, yeah.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm not a vapor myself.
Yeah.
I never have been, but
Have you ever smoked anything?
yeah, I smoked cigarettes. Smoked mescaline. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but mescaline's prescribed
Yeah.
by your doctors.
Yeah.
It's
doctors.
interesting to see people now that just like I went to a strip club the other day, and like I used to work in strip clubs back in the day when everybody could smoke inside there, and then there was the weird period where they made the smoking ban because your mom. And
She's not dead. We're in a basement. She's upstairs.
thank you, Mom. my above ground mom.
Yeah.
But then all the girls would have to go outside. Now the problem with that is now you have a bunch of girls that are like in various stages of undress that are just like on the outside of a building,
Standing
like,
in an alley.
standing in an alley smoking. So then they built these like little wraparound smoking areas where they could go outside, technically be outside, but they weren't like lingering in the parking lot. And anyway, it was just a very interesting thing. And then like I went the other day and everybody was just vaping inside, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that's.
You went to a strip club the other day?
I did.
Nice, and everybody's vaping inside.
A lot of vaping going on.
Yeah.
And then I heard somebody say, oh, so it was a weird thing. I haven't been to a strip club in years. Went to a strip club, and then I was working a catering gig, and it was a pop-up at a local bar, but it was a closed party, and they had strippers there. And then I heard one of the strippers say something about, like, she was like, oh, I don't smoke. She goes, yeah, I vape all the time. Like, I remember being like, oh, yeah, that's a...
Do you remember?
So you're around 2 strippers in 1 week.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like it's like your algorithm got set to stripper.
It was. I see what he's doing now. He's back to his old tricks.
Yeah.
And that was her name, Old Tricks, actually.
Old Tricks. That'd be a crazy stripper.
No, there was like a I don't know if she was like the house mom or the madam or whatever, but there was one woman that was like obviously like in charge and a bit older, and I was just like, oh man, I forgot like lady pimp is like a job you could have. Like it was just like 11:30 on like a Friday afternoon, and like I was just like, oh, she's getting a cut of all this. Like I don't know.
That was pretty sweet.
I always think about, well, what did those people do during COVID? Like that was the thing I was thinking. I was like, what did the lady pimps do during COVID?
Dude, OnlyFans, man.
Well, probably filed for unemployment and then got their check.
Yeah, I guess yeah. But that is
they lived like everybody else died.
It sure did. Yeah,
I'm not trying to be extra woke or anything.
No, I'm glad this is a comedy podcast.
That wasn't even woke. It was just making an observation.
Well, I was just trying to think hard about it. Like, and the lady pimps are probably on the rise right now. So if you're a lady pimp,
the lady pimps are on the rise.
If you're a lady pimp, and
it sounds like a movie sequel, Lady Pimp 2, Rise of the Lady Pimps.
On the rise,
Lady Pimp Strike Back. Oh, that's great.
Lady pimps. Yeah.
You were about to say something. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I don't even remember what it was now. Something about, strip clubs. Probably. I don't know. I've never been to a strip club, but that's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
I think I'd be really awkward at one, honestly.
I always was, and then I worked at one and I was even more awkward. Like when you work at one, it's like all the magic is drained out of it, and you
get a peek behind the curtains.
You get a peek. And
not literally.
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Whoa.
I think the weirdest thing about I don't
know. Sometimes peek behind. What curtains are we talking about? Are there curtains at strip clubs?
Honestly, I'm just talking at this point. I don't know.
I was saying, well, to him.
Oh, part of my job was I literally
peek behind the curtains.
Peek behind the curtains.
That's why he got this whole job 5 years ago.
Hey, we need someone like you.
We need a professional peeker. No, like my job was to like keep an eye on the VIP, like where the private dances were going on, to make sure that there wasn't like a breach of nobody was doing anything they weren't supposed to be doing back there. Yeah. So like literally, like
so you're the reason there's no sex in the champagne.
Yeah. That somebody has to make sure that there's.
You're a professional cock block.
Yeah, because sometimes
you were like bouncer / bartender.
I wasn't a bar. Not there. I was just straight up bouncer.
Nice.
And I really did not enjoy that job.
Do you have any issues?
No, I mean, I like physical. Like,
it is an awkward.
Like there was a guy one time. There was I don't know. I feel like they were maybe like they were definitely like Middle Eastern, but I feel like they were like had a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like I feel like they were not used to being told no. Yeah. And like this guy had this girl, and she was dating. She was like just sitting on his lap, with shirt off, and he just kept like pulling at her like nipple ring, and like playing with it. And she was just like, "Hey, can you not do that?" And, like asked him a few times, and he kept doing it. And then she looks at me, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm like the security. Like I forgot like I should be." And she was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, sir, can you just don't touch the girls, please?" And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he kept doing it. I was like, "Hey, remember when come on, man. Like we said, like you can't, they can touch you, but you can't touch them." And he's like, "You know how much money I just dropped in here?" And I was like, "That's not how it works."
Yeah.
It's like, you can't, I'll have to kick you out. And I don't want to do that. So
It's crazy.
Man, it would be weird to be a bouncer and struggle with men with boners. Like that, like you're kicking people with boners out.
Yeah.
Just like,
well,
Yeah.
my friend really liked confrontation, and his thing was like, that's the best time because people are so easily embarrassed.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's the best time to like get physical with someone is like when they have a
hard.
boner. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh,
Because like he's like, yeah, you toss some cream out. I was like,
It is
this
a
guy was jacking off back here.
Yeah. It's a major like power imbalance when somebody's erect and you're yelling at them.
yeah,
It twists everything around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some people would be into that.
No, I didn't enjoy it. I think I had to physically. I think one time we just like shoved someone out. Like I did was like the worst kind of. I was just like, no, you leave.
I feel like that would be some of the worst, like one of the worst bouncing gigs would be like strip club bouncer. I would imagine you just have to put up with so much weird stuff.
I was day shift a lot, so there was like nothing going on. I mean, nothing. It was just like you're
That
just
sounds really sad.
sitting there for hours. Yeah, it's real boring.
But you got to meet some celebrities, some Indianapolis celebrities when you were a bouncer.
I did get.
Can you
to meet-
say any of them? The names?
You name drop.
I was working one time and
I
like
bet.
a lot of these clubs are like also have like policies that are pretty racist, and like we were across the street from like a black club, and like the black club would get they would shut down an hour before we did, so the last hour like all the shot callers and stuff would come over, and I don't know, there were some incidences apparently, and so they made this very aggressive policy about what you could wear, like clothing policy, dress code. And it was all basically like hood black stuff. I mean, it was what it was. It was all specific, like brand names, and you know, you couldn't, your pants couldn't be sagging and blah blah. Like the biggest one was you couldn't come in with a white T-shirt on. Like it's like a bunch of people just coming in just wearing a white T-shirt. It's like you have to have a collared shirt. I don't even know if you had I think you had a collared shirt, but there was like absolutely no white T's. They just harangued us. They were like, if anyone comes in here with a white T-shirt, you're going to be fired. Like, we're going to find out who let them in and you're going to be held accountable. You're going to be fired. And I was like, all right. And the very next day, I'm on day shift. There's no one in there. This big black guy comes in, was wearing just out the pack, fresh, brand new, like bedazzled white T-shirt, you know, like it was like so bright. And I just remember being like, I gotta have this awkward. And he comes in and I was like, hey man, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm real sorry. I was like, I can't let you in with that white tee on. I was like, do you have a collared shirt or something? You can grab it out of your car. You can wear that. And he just looked at me and smiled like I was the biggest idiot that he's ever met. And he throws this like, it's not even ID. It's just like his like credit card down. And the first thing I noticed is like it has like a 3D like hologram on it, and the outer like rim is all like encrusted with like jewels and stuff.
Nice.
And it has like the official NFL logo, and it says Dominique Rhodes. And I was like, I'm not even a sports guy, but I recognize the name.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dang it. And so I was like, hold on a second. And so I go and I tell, because I just had this meeting, right? So I was just like, all right. So I go back there and I tell the boss, I was like, hey, there's a black guy out here wearing a white T-shirt. What should I do? And they're like, you tell him to fuck off. And I was like, okay. It's also Dominique Rhodes. And they're like, you bring him in right now. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know how racism worked.
Yeah.
And so I go out there and I was like, you know, I'm trying to like apologize and backpedal and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm real sorry. Like, you know, they just passed this new rule. They were real strict about it. And I just didn't want to get in trouble. And he's like, it's fine. It's fine. And I was like, you know, and I should have just left it there, but I kept like trying to like dig. And I was like, you know, like what if some other like dude was behind you and he came in with a white tee and he saw me let you in?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to tell that guy? And he stops and he looks at me like dead serious. And he goes, I don't know. I guess I asked that nigga how many Super Bowls he brought to the city.
What a line just to have Pats.
Yeah. All right.
Period. with a T.
All right, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rhodes. Thank
And
you.
then I think he went just ate off of like the buffet. Like I think he
Ew.
just, like
He didn't even go by the strippers.
no, he just goes and got some food.
And I would think, you know, if you're a celebrity, you want to get away from like the mumbo jumbo and have everybody try to like get autographs. Strip clubs would be like probably the best place, right? Because no one's gonna bother you to get it autographed.
Yeah, I think everybody's probably trying to play it pretty cool in a strip club.
Yeah.
Not really show their ass.
Well,
I would think.
Some people are.
Well, yeah.
Well.
Except for the people that are there to show their
Yes.
asses. But yeah.
I did an open mic in a strip club once too.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Because they went like stripper.
Was it on one of the stages?
Yeah. But they also like stopped the stripping for the open mic. So it's like everyone's mad at you. Like the girls are mad because they're not making money.
Just
the
a bunch of horned up dudes.
the
that didn't know
the
this
customers
would
are
be a
mad
mic.
because they're like, why they're not dancing anymore because
What?
you're telling these shit jokes. Yeah.
that sounds like a nightmare. Like I just want to get away.
It was like, how do we take an open mic but make everyone more hostile towards you?
Oh, and there's terrible jokes probably being said.
The best part though was the very last it really tied it all together. The very last person to go was a stripper, and it was her first time, and she was telling jokes as she was stripping.
Oh,
And like at one point she got like upside down on the pole, like so she was just hanging by her legs, and she's like telling like one-liners, and I was like, I mean, this is interesting. Like I can't say it's not interesting.
Did she have like, you know, good number of jokes per minute, high rates, rule of 3?
She
She really
I mean,
studied in the art.
she didn't crush the laughs.
you know when like you can tell somebody like really worked on their type 5 the first time they came in. That was her. Like yeah,
Nice.
she had jokes.
That's awesome.
As long as she's not stepping on the laughs.
I almost was like, I wonder if she's gonna never saw her again.
Yeah.
And that's the story of the dead stripper.
R.I.P.
I'm just kidding. She's up there above ground with Jake's mom.
They're just having some coffee.
Yeah.
Man, can I? I don't need to interrupt anymore.
No, that's cool. I think that was a natural place to end the.
No, it's perfect. It was perfect. I do want to ask you, because you've been doing comedy for a while now, what like is like one of your favorite experiences in Indianapolis for comedy?
With that,
You don't have to say with me.
With that.
We've done one show together, I think,
Yeah, we've done like maybe a couple.
It was the dog
pretty small
show.
Ones, yeah.
and that was uncomfortable.
The dog show is a fun. I love doing shows,
speak on it.
but it's a tough show.
It was a tough show. I think I
Wait,
probably made it
indoors
harder.
or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Oh, you think it's tough outdoors?
Well,
I bet it's even tougher
Ooh.
indoors. Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I made it tough because I was talking about like how we could be raising money for other stuff. I thought they would think that was funny, but it was a tough show.
One thing I do like about the dog show is there's a lot going on, and I like to like mess with things. Like somebody was walking a dog in front of where the microphone is, and like I tried to pet the dog, and it like darted away from me. I was like, that was funny. That was nice.
Oh yeah, there was a dog fight during one of like my sets, and it was just like,
Yeah.
you can't have like a bunch of dog lovers and like you're never gonna compete with a dog fight. So it's just like,
Right.
all right, let's
just
these
gotta let it happen.
Yeah, let these dogs kill each other. And then come back before I tell my yuck 'em ups. The outdoor shows, the key to the outdoor shows, you have to do it after the sun goes down. Once the sun goes down, everyone gets locked in, and it's a
Yeah.
really good show. When that sun's up and the dogs are out, it's like you're competing with like
Nature.
so many cute puppies and things going on and like whatever. Once the sun goes down, it's actually great.
Yeah. I've never had one outdoor show that I was just like 100% happy with.
Yeah.
There's always just, I don't know. It's just a different energy. It's hard to wrap your head
Yeah,
around it.
it is, because you're fighting with Mother Nature, like the most
Yeah.
beautiful
Motorcycles driving by.
thing. Motorcycles, drive-by shootings,
Yeah. Rain.
rain. You've done one in rain.
I've done it like when it's sprinkling off and on.
You get electrocuted.
That's why I kept it in the mic stand.
Smart.
Oh, those
Stood like this far away from it.
those alley shows that we were doing, like some of those were just horrendous.
At the milkshake place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Like there was
It's not meant to happen outside.
there was one where we started the season and it was just like it was still too cold outside, and I just remember everybody was like huddled under blankets, and it's like that's one of the things about comedy. You can't be hot or too cold and enjoy stand-up comedy. It's just like
Yeah.
the second you're too cold, it's just like comedy is just it's an irritant. You know, it's just
annoying
like
as hell.
I hate my life, and you're telling fucking jokes right now.
Yeah.
But you've had good ones. You've met Steve-O. You've met
Yeah, I've gotten to work with some cool people.
Mike Epps.
Yeah, I've met Mike Epps. I got to work with Doug Stanhope,
Okay.
which was cool. Kyle Kinane. It's cool. That was fun. That was a big one.
You worked with him?
Yeah,
You
so
were on the stage with him.
I got to open up for him in Fort Wayne at Summit City.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that was cool because he was like the voice of Comedy Central my whole like childhood, basically.
Oh,
So it was
okay.
cool to like, oh man, here's the guy that used to announce South Park and stuff, you know.
There we go.
That stuff's pretty sweet. But yeah, I don't know what my favorite would be. It's hard to say.
That's fine. That's fine. We got some plugs for Kyle Kinane
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. Are you guys trying to get Kyle on the podcast? I don't.
No, just as many plugs in an episode as we can.
Oh yeah.
We're a commercial
Kyle
based.
Kinane. Hey,
We're
Comedy Central,
contractually
I don't know.
obligated to drop his name 3 times in the podcast. No, that's cool. It's funny because like you said Doug Stanhope, and I was like, holy shit. And then you're like, I was real excited about Kyle Kinane. I was like, oh, that makes sense
Yeah.
for your age. Because I'm a huge Stanhope fan, and like the one time I met him, I just fucking just word salad into fucking just made a complete asshole out of myself.
Yeah. That is weird. I got to work with Nick Mullen from Cumtown.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite type of stuff right there. So that's definitely my favorite experience probably.
Yeah.
It was real cool. Yeah, they're setting up. They changed it all. I don't know. It was cool. Nice to talk to like one of your heroes. You know what I mean?
Did you ever get to like end up like going out, like hanging out with any of these like extracurricular? Because it always is interesting to me because like as a host, like usually anytime I've hosted for someone, it's like been very business as usual. Like, hey, thanks for hosting, blah blah. That was great, and talk to you later. And then I'll see some people host, and it's like, yeah, headliner asked me out. We were ripping shots, and then we went to out to the bars and hung out all night. And he was holding my head in the toilet this morning. I'm like, that wasn't my experience at all.
Yeah, I've never really had one time with Steve Byrne. He kind of took everybody out. Although I wasn't working on his show specifically. I was working like upstairs at Helium. He was downstairs.
Oh, cool.
But then he took all the comics out and bought us all a bunch of rounds.
Nice.
But that's really the only good hang I've had.
Man.
I guess.
I would like to just do well enough in comedy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like just go out and be like, I just hang out and just ball out with the staff at the comedy clubs.
Yeah.
But also it's just like you don't have any friends in town. So it's just like what a way to.
Yeah. It's hard to. I'm kind of like socially awkward a little bit, especially with like staffs and stuff.
We haven't noticed. That's
Yeah.
good. Secret Sable does.
Yeah. But so it's, I don't know. I'm not the type of guy to like create the energy of, hey, let's all go out.
I always say, hey, let's all go out. And that's how I get to go. You got to shoot your shot, you know.
I'm afraid that I would say it and people would just be like,
not you. Specific, not you
Like,
specifically.
we're going to go out.
We are. But you've got to hang out with some people. You got to hang out with Natalie Cuomo.
I did.
Cuomo.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we.
Was she pretty funny?
Yeah, she was great. It turned into a weird thing of like it was just me and like Thad wasn't even on the show, but he like came over afterwards, and we were
You
kind
have
of
to say that.
I mean, Thad wasn't allowed in the building.
I wasn't on the show, and I finagled to hang out with a celebrity.
But like literally, like we were just kind of like trying to figure out what we were doing, and then I like looked out back, and there was just like a festival going on in that back parking lot. Like they were like selling hot dogs and like. I don't know, like they had like beer set up thing, and I was like, "There's like a festival out back. Do you guys want to go check this out?" And then we walked up, and I literally like walk up, and the guy's like, "Hey, it's the Harder Brunch guys." And she was just like, "Who are you guys?" And I was like, "This is actually surreal. Like this is not a normal thing."
Yeah,
that
we were
happens."
getting free hot dogs.
We got free hot dogs,
Free
and
drinks.
and then it was on. Like once you give me free hot, I was like, I realized what a
It's a
terrible
party.
celebrity I would be because I would just be like. Taking advantage of the hot dogs.
On your rider is like a hot dog
Yeah.
grill. And just packs.
Get the Polish.
Yeah.
Like, you saying I can have all these hot dogs for free?
Yeah. That's pretty cool. What do you think if you were like headlining clubs, what would be on your rider?
Well, that's a good question.
I mean, probably booze. Honestly, I was like,
Yeah.
here's the thing, like, and I'm not talking about any specific club or bar, but like I have like little routines that I like when I'm doing comedy, and like one of them is like if I'm drinking, I like to have a full cocktail when I go out. But I also like to drink right up until the time I go out. So I like almost need like 2, right? And so like sometimes I'll order that way. And it's not like I had 7 drinks before I went on, but I'll have like, hey, 1 to stock, 1 to rock, like, and I'll order 2 and they'll look at me like, do you mean 1? No, I need 2. And I try to, explain it or whatever. And then they'll put in 1 and then bring it to me. And then I just sit there with anxiety the whole time. Like, am I going to get the other drink before I go on stage?
Yeah.
Do you drink on stage?
Yeah, sometimes.
I find it hard to do it. Like, I can't get the timing right for the sip.
Yeah,
that
is a thing for sure.
And I
know that this is going to sound shitty because I can already hear it coming out.
I feel it coming.
but the one way, and it's messed me up before because I always do it. But the best way to do it is like you have to do it in laugh breaks.
See, I don't get laughs.
You have to get laughs.
See, I don't. That's
so when
not
the
my
audience
comedy.
is laughing, you take a drink.
No, I don't. I'm not like the laugh type of comedy.
But I've also had it work where like I'm used to that rhythm, and then sometimes you don't get the laugh, and then I'm like, well, I'm taking a drink, and now it's just everyone watching you take a drink in silence.
Yeah. What is a laugh break? That's my question. How long are they supposed to last?
Like when we did, so we got put out last minute on a show for like Bob the Drag Queen, and it's sold out. Like the audience is built in, like one of the best audiences ever, and they were laughing at like stuff I didn't even realize it was a joke of mine. You know, like just lines that was like never get anything. And so I found myself with all this extra time on stage to be like, well, that never gets. What do I do now? And so I'm like tagging stuff that aren't even like. I just like I had the joke about my dog feed my dog soup or whatever, or my dog smelling like soup. Huge pop. I mean, like I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah,
I'm not. It never gets that much of a laugh. Like I'm waiting for the laughs to die down, and I just go, yeah. Now I'm just like walking around the stage like mugging, like leaning into it. I go, yeah, get yourself a soup dog. I was like, what is wrong with me?
And everyone's like, cheers even more. Yeah.
Sometimes good crowds like that can be the best because when they're laughing so hard, you get super confident.
Yeah.
And then you just start throwing stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's some of the best ways to write is when a crowd's good.
Do a little wiggle too. I think I've done that. Like where I'm like that. I'm like, what is that? That's not even me. Like just shaking at the crowd. Like
No, I think one of my favorite things was when right before Meat Cake this last year.
Yeah.
You were like you were talking about, you were thinking like kind of working on your character for hosting it, and you're like, what if I did this? And then you just wiggle like, what if I was a guy that did this? And then like I don't know how, but you did that. Like you lived that out on the stage.
Yeah. I was just like, maybe this character does this wiggle because I was trying to get into a different character. Like, what does a meat cake announcer do? He probably wiggles his chest, and it worked.
No, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have never thought that was the energy you needed, but it was perfect.
You need a lot of wiggle energy for meat cake. And speaking of the meat cake competition is coming around the corner.
Yeah, Meat Cake Invitational. Jake Smith,
I was there last year.
you were there.
I had a blast.
What? Yeah. What? Like you enjoyed eating the meats?
I enjoyed the eating of the meats. Some of them almost grossed me out a little bit. That's how good the meat cakes were. I was almost a little sketched out.
Cut that shit.
We're gonna put that in the promo reels.
So good it'll gross you out.
Some of it I didn't even think was food.
But it was very fun. I felt sick afterwards.
Nice.
Okay. Is that good too?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
These are all hashtags that we're putting up.
I'm just being honest.
Hashtag I feel sick. Hashtag what I just eat.
Whoa.
Hashtag too much meat.
My question is, would you go back again?
Yeah. Oh, I'll be back.
We're doing it bigger and better. We're gonna have more chefs this year. We're gonna have a better venue, a bigger venue.
Where are you guys doing it at?
Everyone's going to be sicker.
We don't have that quite yet ready to tell the public. We're keeping that under wraps for right now.
But we do got something cooking.
But we do. There's going to be a lot of Shyamalan twists.
Nice.
We're going to have a lot of.
There might be a celebrity there.
Yeah, there might be a celebrity.
Oh, I love the title of the article: "The Slaughtered Lamb, Meat Cakes, and More." What a fun title of an article.
Time out. That we made the Indie Monthly for this.
This was last year.
The Slaughtered Lamb, Meat Cakes, and More.
Yeah.
Who made the lamb cake?
No, that was this multiple things. Like
This is like 5 things in one. You guys didn't get your own article.
Yeah.
Oh, we were. So
This is
someone
like the
else
one
slaughtered
with-
a lamb, and
Yeah.
then meat cakes was right underneath it.
But I was like, what a hell of a sentence. The
Yeah.
slaughtered lamb, meat cakes, and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were a blurb. We'll
Yeah.
get a blurb this year.
That's what's so cool about you guys is you just do like weird stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We're
It adds to the culture of like just Indianapolis, I think, which is really neat
well, we do it for the culture, and we really do it for the nation.
for the nation.
Yeah, we
Brunch nation.
we want nation.
It's Naptown culture cooking 7 courses.
Yeah.
Isn't that how that line goes? The proverb by Sirius
That
Black.
is a proverb.
Anyways, yeah, we do it for the culture. I think Indy needs to be more weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw some chick like writing a weird, like vague article about like how people were trying to change, and we didn't know. And she was like, "I'm like, what are you doing? You left Indies. Shut the heck up about Indy."
Yeah, shut the heck up. I hate her.
What's her name?
Yeah,
what's her
say
name again?
Let's blast her.
I don't know.
Let's dox her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
Jake Smith, last question. If you speaking of Indianapolis, if you had to go to a bigger city, if you had to leave, which where are you going? Which way are you thinking?
Ooh,
I don't know. I've thought about it. Maybe like Chicago. I do like the Midwest, as like boring as that is. Maybe like the East Coast somewhere too. Maybe
New
like
York?
Philly or New York. My dad lives in D.C. and I got some family out there too, so maybe there. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't go west. I don't think.
You're not going out to LA.
you're not going to California.
Maybe like Nashville. I think it'd be cool to live in Nashville. I like the South a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really fallen in love with Atlanta recently.
I like Atlanta a lot too.
Zane moved down there, and I was like, "Why are you going to Atlanta?" And then I went to Atlanta, and I was like, "Why do I not live in Atlanta?"
Well, they have so much industry out there too. Like you don't think about it, but then you're like, man, they make so many TV shows and
Yeah.
movies. That's where Adult Swim is. Like, it's a good spot to be.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry.
You being, I can see you being in a Tyler Perry movie. You could be like
the
the
villain.
Yeah,
the mean neighbor.
yeah. I don't know.
Rents due, boys. That's his catchphrase.
I don't know if he has landlord. I don't know if you have landlord
All right,
energy.
wait. What character archetype would I play?
I think right now, honestly, if you shave, you're still like in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the skateboarder that like puts gum under the desk.
You know that classic trope from Tyler Perry movies.
Oh, they hate that.
Yeah.
They hate that.
I think you're the high school kid. You're the high school kid that speaks with the black accent. You know, like
Oh
really,
yeah,
really trying to be down.
knows more about rap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Now I see it. There
I just
you
doing
are.
catchphrases. Dynamite.
It's all slang from the 70s.
It's all right.
Oh, here it goes. That was great.
Can you drop a beat for me, guys? Give it up for JJ Good Time Smith. Jake Smith, where can people find you and follow you on social media?
I am at Jake Smith on pretty much everything. So it's like Jake Smith, but with an H in there.
Okay.
An extra H, I guess. And yeah, I have one YouTube video that I send to bookers. Has 33 views.
Hey,
So,
slow
Blow
down.
that up. Yeah. Find me.
Can I? Why the is it Smith?
Smith, yeah. Well, because Jake Smith,
Yeah.
you know. I'm thinking about making it the white J.R. Smith because my middle name's Russell, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, you have been trying to do the Jake Russell, the Jake.
I don't know.
Jay.
At one point, there were 3 people doing stand-up named Jake Smith in Indy.
Oh,
or
wow.
Jacob Smith. So trying to,
Okay.
But yeah,
We'll figure out. You're the good one though. You're one of the good ones.
damn straight.
That's what we'd also say in the Tyler Perry movie about you. Daddy's Jake.
You can find me at Thad McKee on Instagram and Twitter, and go follow Jake. He's a very funny comedian.
Sauce balls.
You can find me at Zach_Roan on all social media.
Guys, check out our amazing Patreon. www.patreon.com/Harder Brunch. We're going to have an amazing episode coming up with the talented Grant Weber is going to be joining us. It's only $3 for less than the price of a cup of coffee. You can have not only a new bonus episodes. Like, I'm trying to really pitch this as a separate comedy show. You know, like it's not an interview show so much as
You were doing it.
us really cutting loose. If you liked where we were going with some of the jokes and you could tell we were holding back, we don't hold back on the After Brunch
At all.
We say all the things. Zach sometimes says things that he can't take back, and it's a real issue.
You might even hear some racial slurs if that's what you're into.
You can have one slur as a treat.
We use this podcast to wean off racism. Like, I really need to hear something.
Patreon.com/Harder Brunch. Also, it really helps support us and keep doing what we're doing. But it's all I got going for me, guys. This is Patreon. You get also access to an amazing back catalog. And I tell you what, one of my favorite things recently is going back and listening to our After Brunches from 2 years ago. Ooh, that was a horse of a different color. So
Well,
you can really see what we were talking about during the lockdown.
Not as many or more race treats.
You got to pay to play. You gotta drop $3 to find out.
what race does a horse remind you of? That's actually, we discussed
Check that out on the
Patreon.
We'll be answering that and all your other burning questions.
Grant Weber.
Racing racist horses.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.